Silence Priest is one of those decks that's always fun to try out, because it always seems to get one or two new tools in each set, and Festival of Legends was no exception. Static Waveform is a 3-mana 5/6 that each turn loses one of its stats. And that's each turn, our turns, and our opponent's turns. So we definitely need to be silencing this guy pretty quick, but if we do, 3-mana 5/6 is quite good. Of course, Static Waveform isn't our only silence target. We've also got the classics with Humongous Razorleaf, a 3-mana 4/8, and the Incorporeal Corporal, a 2-mana 5/5. So with all these silence targets, we do need a lot of silence effects, and the recent Audiopocalypse mini set gave us a pretty good one with Deafen. For 1 mana, we can silence a minion, and if we combo it, we can deal 2 damage to that target as well. So obviously, if we're silencing our own minions, we don't really want to combo it, but if the opponent has like a buffed up Foul Leg, then silence and deal 2 is extremely powerful. And of course, the deck has plenty more silences. We've got the Smothering Starfish that silences everything, and even the Ajaran Ritual, which silences a minion, summons a copy, and then puts a card on the bottom of our deck that does the same thing but summons 2 copies. A cool new card I'm playing that has nothing to do with silence is Speaker Stomper, a 4-mana 4/4 with tradable, and a battle cry that makes all of the opponent's spells cost 2 more next turn. So the idea is we make some big ol' Razor Leafs and then block the opponent from playing their board clears. We got ourselves a mage. Waveform Whispers is pretty good, but it does a 4-mana combo. Try to find something to do a little bit earlier than that. I think I'm okay trading the Speaker Stomper. I can curve Cook into give Cook +2 power. Draw a card. I don't love them having a minion in play already when I play Cook, but Cook is somewhat likely to live. Pretty much have to pick Deathborn, because if they take Deathborn and I don't have a Deathborn, I'm in trouble. Actually, maybe Deathborn's not that good against my deck, since I have such big minions. But they have ways to math it, and they can have Solid Alibi to math it over a couple of turns, although I guess Fan Club is good against that. I still think Deathborn is probably the best pick for me there, though. Love when they discover the out. I think I'm actually going to hold Fan Club since I have Finley. My hand kind of sucks, I wouldn't mind having another card. Might have even been worth playing Finley here. I do love a Razor Leaf. They can easily deal 5 to this next turn, so maybe I give it 2 buffs. Make it a 3/6. That's card draw, baby. Okay. It still drew a card and killed 2 of their minions, but not the best outcome necessarily. Magatha is a great card that I probably should just play here. Oh, we love the draw 5. Silence is very good against freeze. I somehow only have 1 silence in my hand, which is pretty crazy. I'm gonna set these up, and then maybe next turn is Waveform Starfish. Get some insane Starfish value. Hopefully my opponent's turn is like Blizzard or something. Okay, looks like I am gonna get Starfish value. Great. And Speaker Stomper is probably pretty good in the matchup. Makes Solid Alibi take way more of their turn. That's powerful, but there's no way it clears. That was really good, though. I think I have 6 silences in the deck, so if I could draw one here, that'd be great.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
These are all so strong. Cold Case is the best card here. Could see them taking Objection. Probably just take Cold Case. And they took Counterspell, sure. I don't really mind whiffing on Counterspell. Great draw, by the way. I don't really mind whiffing on Counterspell, because there's just, like, no world where I would have played a Counterspell this game. Let's go ahead and stomp them. I have 4 from hand pretty easily. And if that's not lethal, I can Finley into a Sunken Ritual to make a make 2 4/6s. Maybe play Fan Club to make sure they're all 4/8s. Turns out 7 mana star power is still pretty good. I guess I'm just playing Astalor here. See what this can do first, though. Infinitize. What an absolutely decent card. I just tried to target my opponent's face with 5 mana Astalor. Alright, so the great thing about big Astalor is it does not care about Solid Alibi. So we've reached the point in the game where that card is irrelevant. Okay. Astalor is not lethal. But I can draw... Well, no. If I could find a 1-mana silence here, then this would be lethal. But the problem is if I Finley into Deafen, this dies. So I would be Finleying 5 cards to find Whispers of the Deep, which is, I mean, pretty reasonable. I guess this thing is pretty likely to die, though. I think I just start with this and see what things look like. If this thing somehow lives, maybe I'll Finley for Whispers. It does live. Alright, fuck it. Wow, I didn't even draw a 1-mana card. But I did pick up a Sunken Ritual. Play that on my Incorporeal Corporal next turn. The secret from Suspicious Alchemist is a counterspell, but that is not the secret they just played. Can silence a freeze. That is also not the Alchemist card. I guess I want to heal this since I'm making at least 2 copies of it. Oh. Not Ice Barrier. Love to see it. All the silences should be pretty good in this matchup. Might even just keep Starfish. I feel like it's my best silence. Alright, 2 silences, but no targets. That's okay though, because I do play 7 targets, so I am bound to draw one of them.
The light dims, but we fight. Red sun rises.
Time for the finishing touch.
Bound to draw one of them.
Not on my watch.
Probably save the static waveform for next turn with a Whispers. Dealing 5 damage into this board seems quite good. Could deal 10 damage into this board, but I think 5 damage pretty much gets the job done. They have 7 health. I think that's fine though. What an extremely annoying card for the opponent to have. I think this is a good turn to use the Cathedral. So if I need to deal with board, I have Whispers, and if I don't, or if I only kind of do, then I have Hermit Starfish. They both look so good. Okay, it's probably... I guess it's just Whispers plus Astalor. By Starfish, I do deny them a couple sous chef cards, which can be pretty good against Light Ray, I guess. I think it's probably just this, though. The next turn is maybe Waveform Starfish or Waveform Hermit and Starfish on the following turn.
My client has the heart of a Kyrian.
They have to kill this or I can silence it. Let's just go ahead and do this. Can't really draw first because then I silence my buff. Speaker Stomper is probably not a very good card in the matchup. It's a good counter to Countess, but if they play Countess, they're going to die. Silence my way through that and then push 12. Unless their weapon lands on Recruit. Beautiful. Nice. That's got to be a tough matchup, I would think. Although I just hate Pure Paladin. I feel like every deck I play is unfavored against it. Maybe it's a fine matchup with all the silences.
I foresaw this encounter.
I'm not sure that Druid is super likely to have a board to Whisper, but this is still just good as a 1-mana activator for the Corporal. The last 2 Druids I played against have been hero power decks. So, and they did not play Renathal. So I don't really know what to expect from this. I haven't known the Druid meta since everyone was playing Womper. Which, maybe they're still playing Womper, I don't really know. Fuck it, let's push 5. I was gonna not silence this because I'm gonna hit it with a Jaren Ritual next turn. But like, what if I just hit the opponent for an extra 5 damage? Must be Nourish. Pretty strong, but I do have 2 5/5s in play. Unless I somehow draw something better. I'd probably play a Razor Leaf. Maybe a Waveform. But not a fanboy. Rake is my nightmare. Sheep. I can silence the sheep. Would I rather silence the sheep or draw 5 cards? The answer may surprise you. I might want to silence the sheep. But surely I draw 5 cards, right? I could definitely see myself regretting this. Okay, I drew 4 cards, including Finley, which finds Sunken Ritual, so that's really good. But I did give my opponent a Deafen. That's a decent silence target, I guess. Oh wow, I can Finley for 2 of these. The opponent's at 15, I have 12. Is this worth the silence? I don't truly know. I think it is, though.
You're both number 1 to me.
So I only need 1 of these to connect face to kill the opponent. Of course, they can get a little bit of armor, but then that means that they need to deal with the fanboy as well. Alright, cool. Nice, nice, nice.
Lazul versus Anduin. A just cause is always worth fighting for.
I foresaw this encounter.
I think my deck probably does fairly well into Control Priest.
I see you brought guests.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself. I ain't talking.
Time for the finishing touch.
Oh, Dirty Rat, why couldn't you lose the 50-50?
What must I
You're
do?
both number 1 to me.
I guess I'm playing the fanboy like this. I didn't really have a good play this turn.
Our gift of the arcane enlightens us.
Cathedral is very respectable here. Let's go ahead and get the Cathedral going. Pretty hard to kill the 3/5, but definitely not impossible for Priest. Nothing is impossible for Priest to kill. That's a great deafen target. And I do get to draw a card. I do need to find a silence. Might just be slapping another Cathedral on my Crooked Cook here. I think I do want to be careful to keep it out of Light It Burns range. How much health can this have? 7? So if I double Cathedral it, it'll be a 7/7 and then maybe just Fan Club it. And Light It Burns the 4/4. This card's really good on turn 6 to stop Harmonic Pop, I guess. Well, I mean, as much as I want to silence my Razor Leaf, I'm not silencing this thing. We do love whispers. We do love whispers.
What must I do?
So this thing can have 9 health. I guess this can always run in and then light it burns. So this is probably for the best. It's the third location that really gets him. I've always said that. And the great thing about Cook being at 7 is it doesn't die to clean the scene. I don't know if I said that already.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Okay. The shard is a bummer.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Alright, so I don't have to worry about getting clean the scene or harmonic popped here. But they do still have a noggling.
Pick me! Pick me! Armor! Lightly used armor!
Very interesting hand.
Can't see.
Probably just want to buff the shit out of my flower here. Or whatever sort of plant that is. So if they have Dissonant Pop, how big are you? 10 health. So against Dissonant Pop, let's kill this. And then Fan Club. So they cannot kill 8-10 with just Dissonant Pop. Oh, and I found Finley for Sunken Ritual, so that's really, really good. Even on a clear board, I can waveform Finley Sunken. Alright, the Nightmare was clean the scene plus light it burns. We are getting into Whirlpool territory, which is quite ugly. So I probably don't want to full commit to Waveform Finley. It's kind of hard to spend my mana in a relevant way otherwise. I think I'd rather turn this Fan Club into a Finley card, so let's just do this. Maybe this just isn't showing enough damage. Okay. So I've got 17. Pretty hard to find more damage than that. Eight cards in hand, so it's pretty hard to Magatha.
The end is near.
Should have played Psychic Conjure. Well, Finley does guarantee that I can draw Astalor, which is probably likely to close out the game, even if something tragic happens to my board. That has 3 chances to find a Silence, or it can be an Astalor. I mean, Silence is surprisingly good here, because it takes 6 power off my Razor Leaf. But they're still just so dead.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Alright. Very nice.
Piranda versus the Lich King. Will serve me in death.
Alone give me strength.
1-2, not exactly a great 1-2 combo. I'll keep the 1 though. I guess this is probably better.
Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Marrow Manipulator. Well, that does tell me everything I need to know about my opponent's deck. Which, sometimes against Frost DK, you don't know for like 4 turns if it's, Frost or Unholy. Probably one of the best draws in my deck. I think this arms dealer is probably just not very good. Incorporeal Corporal is undead, but I kind of want to silence it, so it'll lose the buff anyway. And I did play both of my Psychic Conjurers already, which are my other undead minions. I guess Marrow Manipulator is undead, but more likely the arms dealer will be thrown to its death to feed the Marrow Manipulator.
I have but little time. The citadel stands strong.
Good old static waveform. I think this is a pretty good turn to play it. It's definitely better for this to lose attack than health, because the attack debuff can be silenced off. I don't know if the health debuff can be. I don't know if it counts as like taking a damage. It's probably like a quality where I can silence the health debuff, but I don't actually know. Speaker Stomper can be insane on turn 7 to block a freeze. Although I guess Starfish also does pretty well against a freeze, if I can find it. I've even got Fanboy to heal up a bit. I feel like I'm just in a super good spot in this matchup.
We do what the living cannot.
What is a loon's will?
Let's just stomp here. Oh, I have 5 mana? Thought I only had 4 for some reason. Alright, go face with Marrow Manipulator in hand. And it's hard for them to play spells this turn, but it's also only turn 5, so they can't really play any of their powerful 6s like Marrow Manipulator, which I guess sucks here because they don't have any corpses. But also Frigidara. Alright, School Teacher is definitely the strongest thing they could have done here. But they still need it to actually be good, because I am threatening lethal. I guess they can always kill a 4/4, but... I feel like maybe they didn't trade as well as they could have, but they died.